you don't see hashtag team pink white or hashtag team orange white.
Or things like hashtag team pale or team paler. Like that just
doesn't make sense.
It doesn't exist. So then you start thinking, why does it exist in the Black community?
Yeah, let's talk about that.
Hey, there's no we without you and I.
Hey guys, it's Naya
and Angel,
and welcome to our YouTube channel. So today we're going to be talking about a very serious topic. People do get heated about this subject, so we're going to try our hardest to keep things cool, calm, and collected, and we'll see where that goes. Let's talk about colorism. Like, where did this all come from? You know?
Colorism, specifically in the Black community. We're gonna just like take it back and just kind of try to figure out where it really started from and where that, whole system and ideology came from.
Yeah, so like everybody knows slavery used to be a thing. Like
the whole division within the Black community, I would definitely have to say it 100% rooted from slavery.
Yeah.
The whole thing of where the slave owners would rape Black women, and then those Black women would then have children that were light-skinned. Yeah. And, those children that they had were considered a now pure form of beauty and were put on a higher pedestal than darker skinned slaves. Exactly. Yeah. So the lighter skinned people would be then put to housework and were house slaves. So they were still not as equal as the white people.
But they were better.
But they were better than the dark skin. And that whole division really started there.
And like this whole idea like persisted into our community, into our culture, into the way that we teach our children. Like you will see some mothers telling their kids, don't stay out in the sun too long. Your skin will get darker, or
you even hear people themselves saying like, oh, I don't want to be in the sun, I'm going to get darker, like I don't need to get any darker.
And it's just something that like the whole colorist ideology has like been engraved in our culture, in our system, in our
the Black community.
In the Black community. It's taught to us through things like rap and music, our pop culture.
Like celebrities sometimes really perpetuate this whole ideology of lighter skin being better.
Yeah.
Like for example, Lil Wayne is one of them. In his song, what was it called?
It was called Right Above It.
Right Above It, featuring Drake.
He talked about a Black woman being beautiful, but would be even more beautiful
if she was red bone.
And
red or red bone is a term that was derived in the South and used to describe women that were lighter skinned,
And it's definitely sad. Like obviously, like we're sisters, but
they don't obviously know they're sisters.
Oh, okay.
But we are sisters.
Okay, we're sisters. But like a lot of people, we always have to explain this to people because like they don't get it or I don't know. We have different skin tones. It's obvious, and we've had experiences where like it's crazy to see how people treat us. Like differently. When we first meet people, or even when we're hanging out with people, once we've made relationships, how people talk to us, and we always talk about this. We always talk about, oh, did you notice how she said this, or how she said this to you versus me? Because honestly, I feel like we're quite similar in personality. We do have our differences, but if we were the same skin tone, I feel like we would get the same treatment in a lot of situations that we've been in. For example, with friends, I know you have a story about a particular.
So, there was a time where I was talking with my friend and she's asking me, like, are you mixed? And I'm thinking, no, I'm not mixed. Both my parents are Black. I'm Zimbabwean. So therefore I consider myself 100%, Zimbabwean, 100% African. And she was like, oh, so it's just good genes? And I'm thinking, what does my skin tone have to do with good genes?
Yeah.
Or anything to do with good genes? Like just because I'm lighter, it means I have better genes?
Yeah, and then it also has an effect on me too, because I'm not her skin tone. you start thinking like, what are you saying? Like, you know, when we first moved to Canada, we had this friend who she literally said, oh, I don't want to hang out with those girls because they're black.
Yeah.
Now, this is not exactly colorism, but like, we're just talking about how, like, where the self-hatred within the group comes from. It comes from, like, external
forces, you know?
Yeah. So, for example, she'd be like, oh, but I'll hang out with Angela because she's lighter skinned, meaning closer to her. And then she literally would not hang out with me or my other little sister who has the same skin tone as me. So that would make me feel like, oh darn, like I wish I was lighter, that maybe I would make more friends that way. Or
yeah, and especially this time where we were like talking with another friend of ours, and they were going off, they're actually black, like they're, you know, your skin tone, right? Dark skin. And they were like, so we're saying something about, oh yeah, black people should be like equal, blah, blah, black is beautiful, this and that. We're really just talking about how we're frustrated about how put down black people are in this community, in this society. And then he goes to say, oh, like, but don't, you know, stop talking about it with your privileged light-skinned self, blah, 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 you're lucky, this and that, blah, blah, blah. And I think that was, like, one of the times where I realized, like, wow, you know, I just consider myself black. I never considered myself light skin or whatever.
Yeah.
I just thought, okay, I'm black, and I don't really, like, people start pointing out that we're different skin tones.
Because like for us, we never saw a difference between us until we started going to school, really.
Yeah.
Like when we're younger, we never saw that difference.
We're just sisters hanging out.
Yeah, and like people were the ones who put it in us, saying, oh, you guys are different. And like I feel like a lot of people lie to us because we don't have the same face structure, but
we don't
we look alike in some areas, maybe eyes and like, I don't know, but like we don't look alike. But people, I feel like people
are like,
just
you're
say
twins.
it.
I'm like,
I feel, yeah, people just say it just to like cover up the fact that we are so different. And like,
but some people literally, it's either they think we look exactly alike or nothing alike.
Yeah,
that's what I've noticed.
Which makes us question. So where's the similarity being based off of? You know?
Yeah, I just
like even like society teaches us to really hate our skin. And like for example, when I was shopping the other day, I just noticed there's this huge image of just like lighter being better. Like if you want to be on the billboards, you have to be this skin tone, you know, you have to be lighter. I went to a hair store and like a lot of the packages had lighter skinned women. There was no dark skin on some of these packages. And it's like, I don't know, it just teaches us to like, it just separates us.
And speaking of that separation, a lot of people do not realize we didn't create those separations by ourselves. Those were separations that were created in order to control almost the black community. Now, before you like jump to conclusions, let me just explain. So back when slavery was, you know, obviously a thing, a lot of slave owners were told, if you divide your slaves by skin color, you'll control them for over 200 years. And you have a group of people that's fighting within each other. They don't have time to look at the real problem. Yeah. Like, you know, what's
It's
outside.
like that in-group, out-group. When you make a group fight against each other, you can control them forever.
And you can actually see that in the Rwanda genocide.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely one of the things that a lot of people fail to consider. Like, it's something that it just goes over people's heads. Like, do you realize, like, there's no divisions like this in the Caucasian community?
Yeah.
You know?
And us as black people, we keep on perpetuating that into
ideology,
our community as by doing the hashtag Team Lightskin, hashtag Team Darkskin.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with loving your skin. When some people say that, oh, dark skin girl's pretty, whatever. But like at some point, like we have to come together and like think of names maybe that are inclusive, you know, describing people based on their like, I don't know, using words like maybe cocoa bean skin toned or caramel or cinnamon or, you know, just using different names than continuing on the separation of blacks.
Because for like Caucasian people, you don't necessarily hear them. They just still define themselves as like white, but they're just like, oh, I'm just a bit paler. Or this and that or whatever. Like, so obviously there's always going to be difference in skin tones in every single race, and this whole idea becomes a problem in the black community where you start dividing skin tones into a hierarchy. And the thing is, like, you don't only see that in like the Black community.
Yeah, you see it in Asian communities, Indians, or brown communities,
where fair-skinned people are deemed as more attractive, smarter. You know, even if you look at things like the paper bag test.
Oh yeah, where you have to be like a certain skin tone to get into restaurants or go to school or.
Yeah, it was like if you're lighter than the paper bag or something like that, then you know you're pretty, and then if you're darker than it, then you're
segregation based on the color of your skin. So it's definitely something that's rooted in the culture, rooted in just ourselves in society because of things that happened back then. Obviously, like when you live in that society, you're going to teach your kids certain things, and that's just going to keep going. For example, teaching your kids not to trust strangers. That's been something that's been around for years, and it just keeps going because it's the society you live in. There's some places where some people don't have to teach their kids that because it's so safe. Like kids can go about their business because it's safe in their community. So at the end of the day, it's about what we decide to keep teaching our kids and perpetuating into the society.
And also, like, although that whole ideology, it's not our fault, we didn't start it, but it is our responsibility to kind of put it to an end. Like,
to make sure it doesn't keep going.
Skin color, like, it's the amount of melanin that you have. Like, the pigment of your skin is...
It doesn't determine how you are as a person.
It doesn't define
and yet people make it to determine that. People think that, oh, you know, dark-skinned girls, they can be aggressive or something like that. There's a lot that they say. And so at the end of the day, it's about what we decide to allow.
You can't let this whole system keep going. And instead of like continuously segregating each other, like I know like the whole light skin privilege thing is something that exists. People that kind of run society look at skin tone as a factor of whether or not they're going to hire you or whether they're or not they're going to respect you as an individual or this and that. But us as a community, let's try to really take away those negative stereotypes from each side and just come together. Like, we're all Black at the end of the day.
And we're all humans at the end of the day. Like, it would be a whole lot more easy for both ends if everybody just accepted each other. And I know it's a huge call, but at least stop the division within Blacks. # stop the division within Blacks. Within the Black community. Like, accept each other. If you're going to refer to somebody as a certain skin tone, don't degrade them.
Some people also use the term light skin as to make themselves feel better about their skin tones or to make themselves feel like, oh, I'm a better form of Black though. You know, there was this one person that I overheard their conversation. She was talking to this one guy that was he was Caucasian, he was a white boy, and she was saying like he was saying like, yeah, you're Black, blah blah blah, and you're pretty and this and that. And she's like, don't ever call me Black again. She's like, I'm not Black, I'm light skin. And I was thinking like, she's, you know, she's around this shade.
So am I wrong? So like, it's just the idea of like, a lot of people
trying to feel better.
Trying to feel better than, or trying to feel included,
more accepted.
More accepted.
I'm closer to you, you know. I'm closer to your shade, so please like accept me, you know.
And it's so messed up. It makes a self-hating community. It makes it hard for people to thrive.
How are you ever gonna grow as a community, as people, if you can, like,
if you can't even accept yourself the way you are, so that you can be free to be the best you that you can be, you know? I mean, do we have anything else for the discussion?
You know, we could say more, but we don't want to make this video too long.
We'll leave it to you guys to comment down in the comments down below any opinions that you have, how you feel. You can share your experiences, and we'd love to read them.
You know.
And don't forget to like this video and share it with your friends. Share it with the Black community. Spread the word, you know. Make sure that people stop the division.
We don't need it.
We don't need to be divided. We need to be together so we could grow. It doesn't mean, you know, hug up everybody. It just means just accept everybody and accept your group, because that's the only way that we can grow as a group.
So yeah, that was our video. Thank you guys for watching. If you made it this far, thank you for listening to us talk and our opinions. If you think something different, or if you want to add on to what we said, go ahead and drop it in the comments. Yeah, we do these rant little discussion videos, on our
Quite
channel.
often.
Yeah, so we were up to discuss more topics if you have anything to request. And
yeah,
subscribe, stay tuned,
join the notifications.
Yeah, I was about to say, hit the bell icon, we're lit.
And we'll see you guys in our next video.
Bye.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Hey, there's no we without you.